All right, so I want to go ahead and get this kicked off. Okay, so Muslim military veteran hopes to unseat Ilhan Omar, blast squad lawmaker for neglecting her district. Okay. A Somali-born U.S. Army veteran has joined the Republican field seeking to challenge Representative Ilhan Omar, um, Democrat of Minnesota, calling out her lack of attention to the needs of her constituents as violent crime surges in Minneapolis. Okay. Minneapolis just saw one of the most violent years on record, falling just one homicide short from the all-time record. The city at that time was coined Murderopolis. The fifth congressional district candidate, Shakuri Abdirahman, told Fox News Digital. Abdirahman, a Muslim military veteran and mother of three, announced her campaign Monday. Her journey began in Somalia under a socialist dictatorship. When the civil war happened in her home country, she fled to Kenya, staying in the refugee camps in the slums there for 3 years while waiting for the immigration process to take place to come to America. Emigrating to the U.S. at 13, Abdirahman, oh, Abdirahman joined the military shortly after graduating from high school. During her freshman year of college, she felt compelled to enlist after hearing about the Black Hawk Down incident during the U.S.'s war with Somalia, which left 18 Americans and hundreds of Somalis dead, according to Smithsonian. Abdurrahman um, now seeks to represent Minnesota's 5th congressional district in the U.S. House of Representatives, having ripped Progressive Congresswoman Omar for her handling of the district because there seems to be no representation at all. After I left the military, I always wanted to be a service-driven person and serve my country in a different capacity. Now more than ever, I realize there's no more time to wait for it to happen. So, Abdirahman, a practicing Muslim, added that when Omar pushed the bill to defund the police, the city and the residents told her they wanted to keep police intact, but their needs have been greatly neglected, she warned. They are left in crime-ridden cities. Okay. She, Omar, vowed this will be her life's mission. I mean, she actually said that it is her life's mission to make sure the police are defunded. Abdirahman added. Okay. Wow. Okay, that's kind of scary because we are in a district where now because of her we are terrified to take our children to the park because they might catch a bullet or we're afraid to drive to the grocery store because we might get carjacked. Kids are staying at home from school because they don't feel safe. Their parents did not feel that their children would be safe. Omar previously blamed police for the rise in crime in Minneapolis, accusing the city's officers of not fulfilling their oath of office. What we must also recognize is that the reduction in policing currently in our city and the lawlessness that is happening is due to two things, Omar said during the town hall in Minneapolis. One of them, she said, is that police have chosen to not fulfill their oath of office to provide the public safety they are owed to the citizens they serve. The lawmakers' comments come after violent crime has surged in Minnesota over 2021, rising 17% in total, while setting records for murders. Omar's approach to crime includes backing a November 2nd ballot measure to replace the entire Minneapolis Police Department with the Department of Public Safety. The measure would remove the requirement of the city have a minimum number of officers based on the city's population. Omar rose to prominence after being a member of the Squad, a radical left wing of the Democratic Party pushing for defunding of the police and criticizing Israel. Omar's family also fled Somalia during the Somali Civil War and took sanctuary in a Kenyan refugee camp for 4 years. Abdirahman, conversely, is a vocal critic of the Black Lives Matter movement. Okay, that's another thing. Now, she is a Somali immigrant. She's criticizing Black Lives Matter. Okay? An organization that spearheaded a defunding of the police in the wake of the police-involved murder of George Floyd in 2020. Okay? I think we call this out for what it is. It's a grift. Every Demon Home told Fox News in regard to Black Lives Matter. While there are many good people who associate themselves as BLM activists, the people at the top of the organization couldn't care less. While the people of Minneapolis, the epicenter of the George Floyd riots, struggled with homelessness, spiking crime, and the nation's largest achievement gap for black kids, the people sitting at the top of BLM live in multi-million-dollar mansions in Sickle. Abdurrahman went on to say she believes Omar is also conducting business owners during the coronavirus pandemic. Okay, so now she's saying things that are pro-business. Okay. The district is a greatly diverse district. Many of them are immigrants, they are entrepreneurs, and support from her during this pandemic has been non-existent. She told Fox News. I'm running against Ilhan Omar, who has completely neglected my community, my district. We are slowly losing our freedoms within the home. That scares me because I have three little children that I want to raise them in the country that I have come to know, that gave me a safe haven, that made me feel safe as a youngster, and I want to preserve that for my children and American citizens' children. Okay. Omar will seek re-election. Her campaign last Monday, according to a report. Okay. When I first ran for this office, there was one thing I kept coming back to, something I said to myself, to the voters over and over. I believe that a better world is possible. I still believe that Omar said in a statement announcing her re-election in ABCCO report. Now, um, this is big because you have this women, okay, Abdurrahman, who is a military veteran, okay, and you know, she's running against Ilhan Omar, and she's citing that Ilhan Omar supports defunding the police, which that doesn't benefit anybody. Okay, when you defund police and stuff, all that does is make communities more and more volatile, less and less safe. Okay, she supports business owners. She supports everything that um, Ilhan doesn't see. Ilhan built her stuff on defunding the police and basically okay, Black Lives Matter, stuff like that. And BLM, here's the thing: a lot of black men complain about BLM. Okay, BLM is a lesbian, basically dominated, run organization. Okay, they don't deserve any black men's support. But here, it takes the immigrant black women to fight against BLM. It takes the Somalian immigrant black women to really run against and fight against BLM. Because a lot of just native born black American women, they won't attack BLM because they don't want to get kicked out of the sisterhood. They don't want to get ostracized by other black American women. Okay. But here's a woman who is not in support, okay, of not in support, all right, of BLM, and she's going against it. She's not afraid to stand up against BLM. You know what I mean? She's not afraid at all. And that's been my whole thing. You know what I mean? That's been my whole thing. Um, that's how I look at it. That's how I feel about it. Um, let me know what y'all think about this, because this is huge. I'm interested to see how much support she's going to get. I'm confident. I think she's going to win because they already said Ilhan Omar got booed by like 10,000 Somalians or whatever. All right, so they're going to get Ilhan up out of there, and all she's done is disgrace her culture, and she got cheated on her Somalian husband, went and got with some white dudes from DC. You know what I mean? Ilhan Omar has not been a good influence on that community. And those people out there, they do not like her. All right, they don't like her. They don't support her. And they want her up out of here. Okay, but I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna continue to address this and talk about this. Let me know what y'all think for right now. Peace.